Okay. So I don't have any friends who listen to Amnesty, and I just listened to episode 19, which I believe Griffin said was the, or at least I read it on Twitter or something, the like season finale of or something. It was like the end of this arc or whatever. I don't whatever. Um and like I don't know anyone who listens to Amnesty, so I needed a place to yell. Uh so much just happened. Okay, so should I go chronologically? Um, I'm trying to decide. So, I'm my assumption with the whole tree situation. I was kind of in and out listening to that part because I was doing homework. But my assumption with the whole tree situation is that like sorry, I have an empty thing of light bulbs because I need to get new light bulbs, and the brand is called Sylvania, and it made me laugh because it's Sylvain. Anyway, I'm assuming the whole tree situation. It seemed like it resolved itself in a very similar way to the rest of the abominations in terms of like it's a being of light that was like manifesting itself as something else, and then it just kind of went away, and I oh, are we just supposed to just be like, oh, it's a tree that controls the future, NBD, or am I, or like, is that going to be explained later? Because I would love to know what the whole, like, what that whole situation is. Why goatmen in particular? Because it seemed like the the form of the goatman wasn't super essential to like the whole growth process. It just seemed kind of random to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it. I love Billy. Speaking of Billy, I mean, obviously he's different from the rest of the Goatmen, right? But like obviously he's different, but like he clearly like if he was asleep in the Cryptonomica when Ned got home, clearly nothing happened to him when they destroyed the tree. So like what I don't I don't know what happened there, and I would love to know what happened there. I am very confused. Like, would it change if they took off? Would it change if they took off the watch, or like, is he just gonna be stuck as Ryan Gosling forever? Like, what? Okay, okay. So we tackled the tree part. So, oh, so, um, I'm just trying to go through the rest of the episode in my head because the first like hour 20 minutes was just the battle, or the fight or whatever. What was what was Ned's flash? Oh, Victoria, right? Victoria, I like Victoria. Um, I like that Griffin just seems to kind of have like one default like Southern woman voice. Um, and this isn't a knock on Griffin at all. I was just like, that sounds similar to Mama. Um, anyway, uh, right. So I understand that Aubrey, like, I still don't quite understand why. I understand that Aubrey heard, um, I think Griffin said her name was Alexandra. I don't remember. Heard her thoughts. God, I don't remember her name. Um, or I don't remember like her title rather. Anyway, heard her thoughts when she was with Janelle a few episodes ago. And then she like flashed back to like one of her memories, which like my original idea with the whole being able to hear Alexandra's thoughts thing was that it had something to do with her connection to the Earth and connection to Sylvain. But now it seems like it's just with Alexandra alone, right? Like it seems like that's like they the two of them have some sort of connection, but I don't know why. Um or like how. And Griffin McElroy, I have so many questions. Okay. Um what else do I need to talk about? this isn't really related to that, but I was just thinking about Ned again. I was trying to think if there was anything super important I needed to cover about Ned. And the fact that not only, like, the moment he was like, I think I'm gonna apologize to Aubrey, Boyd fucking steals the flame bright pendant. I'm so mad. Oh, and, like, I would like it to be gay. That would be cool. Probably won't be what we'll see, I guess. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but anyway. So, like, the point of me saying that is that I didn't want to be disappointed by Boyd suddenly reappearing into the story, but I kind of am, because it's gonna delay Ned and Aubrey's conversation, and I really want that conversation to happen. God. Oh, I do really want him to come back, though. I would really like to see him and Ned reunite and see what that whole situation is gonna be like. God, poor Ned, though, right? Just can't seem to catch a break. What else? Minerva! Okay. So I'm kind of in Duck's boat with the whole genocide situation. Because that's not okay, right? But also, I have a lot of feelings about Minerva now. She's really grown on me. And, like, and I feel really bad about the whole, I have mixed feelings about the whole, like, oh, the meteor wasn't meant for Earth, it was meant for me thing. Because, on the one hand, I feel bad for her, obviously, because she already had her world destroyed. Or, like, wait, okay, so, clarifying thing. When she said that her world was destroyed, is the fact that she is alone on that planet, is she still on her home planet? Like, did she, I don't quite understand. Did she leave and then create, like, the bioweapon? Or did she create the bioweapon while they were on their planet to prevent, like, the entire population from being wiped out? And how was she the only survivor? Was she the only one left when it was released? Or was she the only one who survived the genocide, I guess? And in that case, how? This might have just been me not listening, genuinely. Or just not processing it correctly. And what else with Minerva? I mean, the whole communication's gonna get cut off. Oh, so that's what I was gonna say, was that, on the one hand, I feel bad for her because of the whole planet destruction thing. But also, I kind of felt for Duck, because, like, she made him believe from the time that he was, like, a young kid that if he didn't do something, his planet was gonna be destroyed. And so she was kind of, I mean, I know she had to gain his trust, but that feels kind of manipulative, don't you think? Like, the whole time, it wasn't his planet that was in danger, it was hers. And, like, this doesn't seem connected to Sylvain itself at all, as far as I can tell. And so it just seems very selfish of her to just be like, hey, your planet is going to be destroyed, so you got to do something about it. And then years later, turn it back on him and be like, surprise, it's my planet, but you care about me now, so you have to do something. Like that, I feel bad saying that, because I don't dislike Minerva at all. But that just feels like, unless there's something else going on here that I'm missing, that feels not super great. And then Mr. Tarkisian, that blew my fucking mind. What? I was not expecting that at all. And, like, I mean, the only thing that could have possibly led me to believe that he had anything to do with this at all was the whole thing about, hey, I saw you practicing your sword, you should hold it differently. Like, that's an interesting comment to make, Mr. Tarkisian, who is my old neighbor who doesn't know how to use a sword, except he does. And then, like, So what is that? So what is this situation? What is the situation with Mr. Tarkisian? Is he like another chosen like duck? And then, if so, like when did that happen? Did that happen like chronologically, like in at the same time? Like obviously he's older than Duck, but like did it happen when he was 18, or did it happen when Duck was 18 and he was like however many years older than he is than Duck? And like, and why didn't he say anything until why? Like, my assumption is that he was also in contact with Minerva at the same time, right? So, was he communicating, like, on a daily basis with her, like, as well as Duck? And then, like, if so, why did he wait until Minerva was out of commission to say anything to Duck? I mean, you know, they're already such good friends. It, like, did Leo befriend Duck because he was chosen? I didn't even think about that. That just crossed my mind now. Is that why he's so friendly with him, and he kind of just lets him go about his business and doesn't really question anything he does because he knew the whole time? Did he befriend him for that purpose, or did he befriend him just because because Duck grew up in Kepler and they were always around each other and it just kind of happened? Oh my god. Griffin McElroy. Oh, Griffin McElroy. Oh boy. That's a lot. God, Mr. Tarkisian! I'm really excited. I'm not disappointed by that at all. That seems like I'm really excited to see where that goes. That seems really cool. But it came completely out of left field for me. Is there anything else that I needed to scream about? I mean, the whole thing with, I think I already brought up, did I bring up Thacker already? Did I talk about Thacker? I don't think I talked about Thacker, because the whole situation with Thacker is fucking wild. What? I have so many questions. I mean, the creepy voice that Griffin did was great. I'm living for it. Like, how was he communicating with Aubrey? And why hadn't he done it with anyone before? Or should I say he, or should I say them, or should I say it? Because I don't know, because whatever was inside of Thacker was referring to itself in the... What is that? What is that tense called? It's not in the third person because it didn't say its name or anything. And then what was the whole situation with, like, like, why won't you let me out? Like, obviously it was trying to fucking murder Mama. Is it, like, unaware of, like, its actions or something like that? Like, what, in what capacity has it kind of taken over, I suppose, Thacker, in that, like, how much awareness does it have? How much control does it have over his body? Does he actually need to eat? Was Mama right? Because I actually don't know the answer to that question. And how was it able to communicate with Aubrey? And then what was all that crap it was spewing about Sylvain's end, and like obviously something bad is happening in Sylvain. Obviously, that's very apparent. But it seems whatever is inside of Thacker seems to know a lot about the situation. It seems to be very knowledgeable, or at least, like... But if it needs help, why wouldn't it provide Aubrey with answers before she let it go? Like, something about Sylvain not being able to contain what? And what is Aubrey's whole connection to this thing? How is she involved? Because obviously something about Aubrey is the key to this whole thing, right? But I don't really understand where she fits in this whole thing. I mean, this is why I got mad about Boyd stealing the flame bright pendant, because I feel like it, like, Aubrey reuniting with that, like, I feel like that'll be a big moment in the story, you know? I feel like that might help move some things along, or at least I hope it is, because I feel like obviously it's super important, but, like, I don't know how it will be. I don't know what, I don't know what it is other than, like, a family heirloom. And I just have a lot of questions about that, but that doesn't have to do with this episode. This was a really good episode, and I've been ranting for 16 minutes, so I should probably shut off the camera and just upload this if I even feel like uploading it. But I realized I got really far away from the camera a while ago. That was a really good episode, and I loved it, and all the flashbacks were amazing. I just thought a duck saying, you know, I was planning on shoving it up your ass during the field hockey game. I just thought that was really funny. There's something else that I thought was hilarious, and I don't remember what it was. And, like, I feel like I'm one of the very few people in this fandom who, like, it's not that I don't care about Indrid, but, like, I'm kind of, like, I'm happy he's okay, but, like, I don't have any strong feelings one way or the other. And my assumption is that he got, like, kidnapped in a way because, like, the other goatmen came back for the second one, or the second one just, you know, like, beat the shit out of Indrid. And I feel kind of bad, because I feel like Aubrey's gonna blame herself for him getting hurt, because it was kind of her whole prerogative that, like, she wanted Indrid to stay. Although, to be fair, Keith wasn't the problem in this situation, which, how are they going to deal with the whole Keith? Anyway, also, just random, when Griffin was, like, building up to the person who was showing up at Duck's door, I immediately was like, Agent Stern? Like, I keep thinking that Agent Stern is, like, more than he seems, but I think he's just kind of there. Which is interesting, because obviously something else has to come of this, right? Like, they can't just, like, dance around him forever until he leaves. Like, I don't know. Also, it feels like it's been a really long time, but, like, we have only covered the course of, like, 3 days in the last, like, 4 episodes. Over the last, like, couple of months. And so it feels like he's been there forever, but he's probably only been there for, like, a couple of weeks, maybe. Which is wild. God. And Danny and Aubrey holding hands made me happy. That just made me feel real good. I was really hoping that Travis would take the initiative on that, and that Aubrey would hold Danny's hand, but the fact that Danny did it, Griffin is giving the gays what they want. Yeah, I feel like that's everything I have on the top of my mind right now. I just needed to yell about this episode for a while because I don't have any friends, at least here, who listen to Amnesty or listen to TAZ at all, I guess. I don't know how to end this. I just kind of filmed this sporadically because I needed to get all my feelings out. Like, comment, and subscribe, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing.